So why is there a talk about a major announcement? Even though nothing I say is financial advice and even though I'm not telling anyone to do anything, I think it's because literally the CEO of Zebec, Simon, recently on Spaces, he did mention something regarding a major announcement. I'm going to quote him actually, and I'm actually going to show what he said on the screen in terms of the transcript, or a part of it, I should say. Simon, he says how, well, there will be a major announcement. Now, what is this even in regard to? Someone in the Spaces asked him if he has like anything basically to kind of reveal or talk about, and he kind of responded in this way. But he did mention how he was gonna reveal this announcement basically at XRP Las Vegas, which is allegedly the largest conference of its kind in the world, and it's gonna be going on again in Las Vegas, Nevada from April 30th to May 1st, and I've actually been to Las Vegas many times. But yeah, besides that point though, what I find pretty unique about this is that we already know that, again, Simon is going to be a keynote speaker there, but another keynote speaker is allegedly going to be the CEO of Ripple, which is, of course, Brad Garlinghouse. There's also going to be the CPO of Solana, which is another keynote speaker there. But if I'm just assuming, right, we already know about Solana Ventures being a backer when it comes to Zebec. So it's not like if he announced a partnership with Solana, it would be such a major announcement. It could very well be, but if I just kind of assume what they've already done in the past with Solana Ventures, I probably wouldn't want to speculate about a Solana partnership or something like that, just because we've already kind of seen what they did with Solana Ventures in the past. So let's kind of cross that one out. Now, what does it leave us with? I think hypothetically maybe a Ripple partnership. Now, could this happen? Again, I don't know. I'm not a part of their team. But if he's planning to announce it literally at that conference, and then at the same time, he's labeling it as a major announcement, wouldn't a Ripple partnership just make sense? I mean, who knows again at this point? I mean, of course, Simon probably knows, but I'm just saying, who knows, right? Generally speaking. But I'm only assuming that this could very well be the next step. I mean, we already know about their partnership with Stellar. That was pretty massive. Isn't basically the next step Ripple? I mean, again, Ripple's number one within this space in terms of global trade and finance. Stellar's number two. They already did something with number two. Number one would just make sense. Again, with something like Ripple, I don't think it's too far-fetched, right? Because some people out there like to tell me that, what do you mean Ripple partnership? That's never going to happen. They like to say that. Well, my thing is, a lot of people also said that in regard to Stellar. Back then, a lot of people told me that Zebec would never, ever even do anything with Stellar. Stellar is too massive for Zebec. And that was when ZBCN was, again, not doing the best. It wasn't that popular. I'm totally aware about how, again, it was logical to assume that Zebec would probably at that time never have a partnership with Stellar, but then eventually they did. Now, again, if I consider that, I don't think a Ripple partnership, a hypothetical one at that, seems too far-fetched to me. It just doesn't. I just wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Now, would it be though? Again, we'll wait and see. I mean, at the bare minimum, right? I would probably have to wait until April 30th because that's when the conference is starting, goes until May 1st. So we'll have to wait and see. But at the same time, in my opinion, what could this partnership really do when it comes to, I think, the future of Zebec, if it were to happen? I think, if anything, it would really, I think, enhance the fundamentals of it. Just because, again, the Stellar partnership did really do, I think, massive things for Zebec in terms of the, I guess, perceived fundamentals. So I think the Ripple one would just elevate it a little bit more than that. Because if, let's say, Zebec announced a partnership with XDC, it would be cool, but it wouldn't be at the level of, like, Stellar. So if, again, the CEO is literally talking about a major announcement, and he even mentioned major twice, right? He said major announcement. So if he's even emphasizing it in that way, I'm hypothetically assuming maybe it might be more dynamic than the Stellar partnership. I don't think a partnership with Solana would really cut it. No, I don't think so. I think a partnership with XDC wouldn't really cut it either. I think the one that would be actually quote-unquote major, as Simon would put it, would probably have to be a Ripple partnership. And I don't think it's too far-fetched for me to assume that they've been probably working on this for quite a while, if it were to be the case. The reason why is because if I kind of do a little bit of a, I guess, research, what was showcased in a roadmap that Zebec posted not too long ago, we already saw the Stellar logo. And at that time, a lot of people were thinking, well, what's going to go on when it comes to that? Why did they put that picture? And then suddenly, not long after that, we saw a Stellar partnership. But they also have another logo there, which is, of course, we already know it was a logo of XRP. And it was actually like side by side sort of with the Stellar logo, and it was like very small. It wasn't something so massive like that. It was very ambiguous. So it wasn't something they just put out that was so massive like that. No, it was very kind of small, and we had to kind of re-look at it to kind of really see it, right? But then if some people did see it, I think they were probably like, whoa, what was that? I think that was the initial general reaction, which was the case for me as well. But then suddenly we saw the Stellar partnership, and then I looked back at that roadmap and I was like, wait, what? That could have been a clue actually, right? So when I take a look at, in the case of a hypothetical Ripple partnership, it would kind of be a full circle type of moment in terms of what they showcased, I think, as an Easter egg of sorts, right? In their recent roadmap that I saw not that long ago, it would just kind of complete it because they already did the Stellar partnership. So the Ripple one, it would just kind of make sense, in my opinion, if they were to do that. Now, will they? Again, it's only time will tell type of scenario, but we already know at least the timeline in which Simon is planning to announce it. Again, it's either going to be April 30th to May 1st. So we'll have to wait and see. That's the kind of timeline. But I'm just really happy to see this nonetheless, because a lot of people probably thought that, oh wow, Zebec doesn't really care anymore because the market isn't doing the best. ZBCN is down by quite a lot. Despite all that, though, I still see the kind of motivation and the dedication when it comes to the team. Now, does a dedicated team or a very motivated team always translate to what goes on in the charts? No, not really. I mean, we see a lot of other projects out there have a very dedicated team and the charts don't really do anything. I think more so that's kind of affected by the sentiment and the market conditions. But if a project out there is kind of, I guess, ignoring that and then focusing on the fundamentals, that's what I like to see, just because it showcases that they're not easily swayed by the emotions that sometimes could happen as a result of the charts moving. So I do like seeing that. And Zebec, what I find very fascinating is that the team is not so massive, and I mentioned this in quite a lot of my videos actually when it comes to Zebec, but I'm just very surprised that a project of this size just has over 25 team members. Keep in mind, that's across New York, San Francisco, and as well as London. Just 25 plus team members? Like, that's not that many. Other projects out there of this size, the team would be a couple times bigger at least. But I just don't see it here. So as of right now, just waiting. And yeah, I just thought it was a pretty cool update. So of course, I naturally wanted to talk about it. ZBCN still market cap is around 265 million. So again, hasn't really done that much, but still, I'm waiting. I'll wait and see what happens, but I'll be sure to make more updates along the way. So hopefully y'all stay tuned for that. I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Lee the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.